Rahul Verma, you're hearing, you see, it almost seems deja vu. All these debates were held before June 4th. And I thought post June 4th, we will come to a new kind of polity. The voters' message will be respected. Less arrogance, less willingness to be a little humble, and less vindictiveness. But what we've seen, little compromise, even on the speaker's post, no compromise, charges being made that the opposition leaders are being hounded. Is it that June 4th didn't happen, or is 240 the new 400 as I call it?
I don't want to use the word 400, Rajdeep, but I think both the BJP as well as the opposition and mainly Congress had not heeded to the message as you are expecting. BJP in last few days has indicated that it's business as usual. There is going to be continuity in its approach and politics. Congress, I think, thinks that its aggressive posturing during the campaign is one of the reasons why they have done well. And so what you are going to see in next few years, both inside the parliament as well as outside the parliament, a sharpening of ideological battles which got started in this election. Think of like 2024 being slightly different from 2014 and 2019 because there were nationally emotive issue in 2019 in form of Pulwama Balakot, and 2014 has more sort of like anti-incumbency sentiment which dominated the thing. In 2024, if you look at both the manifestos of the parties, especially the Congress and the BJP, and the way this campaign was run, I think it clearly defined the ideological conflict at the heart of Indian politics. Both sides have now the daggers are out, and this election campaign in some ways have sharpened certain social and economic fault lines. Okay. And you will see this spilling over on the streets as well, not just in the parliament, because opposition has found some more weight in terms of number and voice.
Yes, but the opposition may have found weight, Mr. Kumaramangalam, but is it willing to respect the fact that the government has got a majority inside parliament and therefore the Prime Minister needs to be given due respect? Is there a sense that the Congress has never come to terms with the fact that Mr. Modi is now a three-time Prime Minister?
That's not at all the case, Rajdeep. We very much accept the fact that Mr. Modi is a Prime Minister. We just are stating for the record the fact that he doesn't have an individual majority, and the manner in which he fought the election lends itself to that sort of interpretation, right? He fought it on his own back. He said, for Modi and we're going to go 400 par. So he's come down to earth a little bit. But unfortunately, as you can tell, he's not seeking to be accommodative. I mean, we opened the door to Mr. Rajnath Singh, to Mr. Kiran Rijiju, everyone to come in and talk to us about the speaker. We didn't want to have an election. All we asked for was that, just like all previous governments, give the deputy speaker to the opposition bloc.
It shows that there is, but that does show, therefore, that there is a trust deficit, and that's my final question to you, Shazia Ilmi. Just as the Congress has to perhaps recognize that the Prime Minister has the authority of the Prime Minister, the power of the Prime Minister, does the government realize that you need a strong opposition for democracy to work? This unwillingness to respect, the disrespect for the opposition is a charge which is being made against your government. Om Birla is the same speaker who suspended 115 MPs in the last Lok Sabha. Has he realized that times have changed, as Akhilesh Yadav and Rahul Gandhi among others reminded him today? Give the opposition a voice.
Yes, and he won fair and square. And obviously 297 is a bigger number than 234, whatever, if I'm right about numbers. And this was stated and it was expressed easily. And Rahul Gandhi said that, as well as Akhilesh Yadav. And Om Birla ji smiled and heard it, and they shook hands. And soon after, when the talk of emergency began, all hell broke loose. What happened on pro tem speaker? What was the need to make such a big fuss and start with such animosity and belligerence when that could have been avoided? It was just a 2-day job. But imagine how, as we said, how the knives are sharpened only because you've got 50 seats more or 47 or what have you. That means you will just change the course of how things will be done.
No, will the opposition be given a voice is all I ask.
And just,
I believe, let's leave it there. Democracy is about having a strong, robust opposition. Democracy is having an accountable government. At least on this show, It is my pledge to viewers that I will try and make sure that's done. Hold the government accountable and see whether the opposition functions constructively as a robust opposition. That's what democracy is meant to be. That's what the message of the voters was. Be a little bit more humble, whether you're in TV studios or whether you're campaigning for an election. Thank you all to my guests for joining me.